Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. Another day of astrogravitational report. Too much is going on all over the place with the energies, with the shifts. Was looking too many aspects, too many things. Hopefully, this report is kind of like to help you to navigate the life. If you are within hypersensitivity, if you are within the energies, if that reflecting in your daily to daily activities, because it's a part of evolutions. We are energy beings, not only our, flesh and bones. But where should I start? It's very interesting. Where should I start? Because um, today at 11:37. This is going to be the moment of we are going to have exactly this full moon. I had to look at the energies of the full moon, but just a little bit before that, something else is happening. The moon is going to be joining the south node, and now the south node is at 8 degrees. The north node is, of course, at 8 degrees, and we have a Lilith that it's at 8 degrees of Gemini. A lot. The shadow is going to be affecting a lot about the karmic lessons in there. Lilith exact squares the knot is going to be about this. We are going to be seeing it pretty much in 2 weeks there, because the moon, it's going to be joining the Liliths. Okay. So right now, the way this energy, particularly, it's involving within Mercury, who is retrograde, and on top of everything, we got out a full moon. Things are going wild. Basically, this is going to be like, I would like to make a plan, not to have a plan. Okay, so this energy that it's going to be at the full moon, it's going to be some very, very interesting moments that is going to be with this. And I have to adjust it my program up here because I left it at that timing of the full moon the way it is. But today the duality is going to be, as I said, it's going to be hitting a very high point in there. And to begin with this, at 7 o'clock in the morning, we are going to have the ascendant is going to be with Mercury. Mercury is a retrograde. Mercury in a retrograde in there. It is about a lot of creating visions, illusions, and so on, and with these Pisces. But it's right now, it is about time to reevaluate communications of what we are taught to our own self, how we make the communications from ourselves to what? To the psyche. What are we telling ourselves? Okay. Now with the moon, that it's going to be at Virgo, this is going to be a lot of duality. Some of the it's a good reading, guys, to have some of the books and astropsychology. You can actually see that the moon is also relating. The moon that Virgo is also related to trickstery. But now squaring Lilith and opposing the North Node, don't trick yourself and try to skipping things that's going to be leading you to your own destiny. Be mindful what you're trying to trick yourself into there, because with this Mercury retrograde, particularly, things can go south before you even know it. Face your stuff, face your hard things, okay? But don't allow into find excuses not to do the certain things, okay? All right. I know that mentally, everyone is offset, including these guys talking to you, okay? I'm trying to focus on astrology. You can't. With this Pisces energy as a Mars enter Pisces as well. Now we're seeing lots of too much, kind of like your brain is busy without even you focus on there. It's like, what is my brain is busy? It is about rethinking process that automatically happen. Thinking about it a little bit more like these natural instincts that we have in the physical realm, the physical level. With sometimes with your peripheric visions, right? You see like something is coming and you're trying to protecting yourself, right? In there. But right now, is happening in the in the psyche, and with this Pisces psyche energies in there, your mind is just trying to navigate things, and you're wondering what is it happening to me. Okay, don't worry about what happens to you. Take the things nice and slow, and we're gonna see some the energies at 8 o'clock. There actually is gonna be a little bit more better. Since the inner work is going to be at Capricorn, there's going to be some trining the moon. It's going to be a sextiling the sun. It says like, you know what, do the work, but you're wondering what kind of work. Well, the work is going to be revaluations of the family patterns. Guess what happens? What happens is that for a very long time, this has been a very long time process, we stop talking about the spirit of the people inside a home. Respect other people as a soul, as a spirit, as a family trait, as a family learning. Right? And this is what is actually getting us of not to have this respectful things to everybody as a soul. And now we have a lot of problems, right? Because we are going back to that patterns and we don't know how to navigate it because we were what? Never taught. Okay? So those energies, there's going to be some good, but it's going to be pointing out what we need to do, what we need to work. 9 o'clock, be mindful about it. The ascendant is going to be with Uranus. Uranus is still squaring Mars, unpredictability in there to it. But if you do a work and suddenly you find inspirations, you find things, you find new things that all of a sudden it's coming into you, keep it. If you thinking about it like a writer, do you know why the writers, they carrying a pen and a paper all the time? Because when they go, all of a sudden they get inspirations and they write them down. Thinking about that way. Okay, I'm not saying that you should have to carry a pen and a paper, but remember it, what these inspirations will be. All right, well, 10 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with Pluto, but the ascendant is going to be at Gemini. Now the duality is really duality. I'm tired of this duality, but it is what it is. You have to go through the duality. You have to thinking about it like what is and what is not. One part of the evolution process or the evolutionary personal process in there is when you see the two opposite things and you develop the third. This is when two species in biology, when two species are coming together and they are forming a third species. That's how biological evolution is. But when you look at it within yourself, when you evolve, this is the process that you have to take a look, because everything that goes on inside of you as a thought pattern, as an energetic universal pattern, is also related to Mother Nature. Don't forget about this. Every machinery that it's developed out there in the world, okay, is based out of nature. Even artificial intelligence is based out of us. Okay. All right. 11 o'clock, the inner work is going to be very close to Mars at these positions. The moon, it is at 12 degrees. The sun is at 12 degrees. We're going to feeling the effect of the full moon, but the moon and the sun, they're both squaring Lilith. Is it Lilith is going to be the one that you have to look into the shadow, or the shadow is going to cloud everything? That fight between intuition and authority is going to be clouded by the shadow side of Lilith. It's kind of like I'm trying to figure things out and you cannot figure things out. So you have to look at it yourself like, okay, I'm going to be jumping into the tunnel. I'm going to be jumping into the pipeline, and I want to see what is going to come out in the opposite end. And we're going to be finding out when at the moon, it's going to be actually meeting what? It's going to be meeting the North Node again. All right. That is going to be the timing of this. But until then, we're going to have some another things that you need to look. That's going to be a third quarter moon. Okay. But right now, without the positions of the full moon, intuition and authority, they're going to have some fight within yourself. But with that energy, the shadow also is going to be included. What I'm talking about is this, guys. It's very easy to understand. This is the intuition, okay? It's Virgo. That is the energy of Lilith. So here it's 8 degrees. 8 degrees, it is the south node. 8 degrees is the north node. And we have that inner fights between intuition and authority, where the shadow, it squares everything. So now, usually when something squares the knots, particularly, that is when you are missing things in there, or something is going to be standing on your way to review this. But if you asking more about it, when I look at it more deeply, the interpretations will be, it's time to understand. Don't believe into the shadow. Okay, that's what is going to be. All right, as we're going to be talking about, this is 12 o'clock right now, that the energy, whether the sun and the inner work is going to be coming in together. We're going to see some this energy, as I was talking about, when we have a lot of emotional or psychological problems, how do we resolve it? This is going to be helping us. And during this intense energy, as we're going to be seeing it, here is the answer. Jupiter, who is retrograde within Cancer, this is about that we need to go back and put the spirituality in there, do things differently, and we're going to be resolving the conflict. But will we be able to do that is the questions, okay? And with this moments in life, you may going to revise things. And one of the realizations will hit you that we replaced the spirituality with other things. We replace with material possessions. We possess with attention seeking. We replace it with totally things who have different meaning. But we lost our spirituality. We lost our soul. And this is why this mental process in Pisces is going to help us out. Go back into the soul. All right, 1 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with Venus. Venus is in hurry up to get out of Pisces and go and have this new beginning, new firing in there. Very beautiful energies, as that energy, it is trining the ascendant in there. We're going to see a lot of the evaluations that comes in about love and values in the psyche, okay? But also that is going to be leading to the love and value evaluations in soul. Do you love and value yourself as a soul? It's going to determine how to love and value yourself as a psyche. From there, from the psyche and the soul, is going to be how do you love in the real world as your emotions. Because your emotions are empowered by the spirit, but they are empowered of what you have within the psyche. All right, 2 o'clock, the inner work. The inner work is going to be at Aries. That's going to be pointing out about the moon. If you have anything in the after the 10th, 12th degree in Aries, you're going to be feeling these energies of the moon, where the moon, the intuition is going to be like, how about this new person that you want to become? How about this new higher self that you wanted to achieve? Would you be able to do it? Can you put the fire back in there? Okay? Because the moon that is going to be at Virgo, the side of that moon, it's not about trickstery and be smart and sneaky. It is about what? You to be strong, you to have a strong mentality. You put your things together. And we do it without fire. And now that fire from the inner work is going to come into the moon. Some of you is going to be feeling that energy. Very, very beautiful and right. All right, 3 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be at Leo. That is going to be empowering the sun. How did you develop your authority? So in a based of your authority, you develop the character, and the character is gonna be doing the things. But the character knows the positive and the negative. And this is why in a Virgo, you have to put yourself together to see how you're gonna be acting, the positive or the negative. That's the duality side. And right now, the Sun ascendant is in Pisces. What I'm gonna be thinking, positive or negative, right? So a lot of this test is going to be a very, very interesting as a happening as a process with an internal self. But with those processes, is also going to be requiring what? It's time to finish this developing these new things inside of you. All right, 4 o'clock. The inner work is going to be at Taurus. Right now, with this energy at 4 o'clock, is going to be you need to make something in the material world. Okay? Because at the end, whatever you do, it has to have a manifestations. Otherwise, you just sit in the energy, in the astral levels, in there, doing nothing. Energy, knowledge, understanding, not putting into a practice is just a thought. And when you get and you put the thoughts into a practice, then you understand the value of the thoughts that came to you, of the knowledge and the informations. Hopefully, you guys getting at this. This is a very beautiful moment. Okay. All right. Well, 5 o'clock, we are going to see some between 5 and 6 o'clock that the moon and the ascendant is going to be coming in. Now the full moon is going to be start hitting. Hopefully, you don't bring that pressures into your relationships. God bless your soul. Please don't do it. Okay. Of course, those relationships, because this is going to be the moon is going to be just in the first house in there, while the sun is in the seventh house. Try not to put the authorities like, I own this, and it's got to be on my terms, it's got to be on my ways, and it's got to be on all this. Don't do it. Okay? Now, since the shadow is going to be at the fourth house, particularly home situations in there can rise up, can be really triggered in there. So stay away from this. Your job is to make certain changes. Okay, don't bring all these heavy energies at home and so on and so on. If you have to go take shower, take a nap, it's like, okay, I feel it like this. I just need some little peace and quiet. Hopefully your partner will understand you. Maybe your partner also needs some peace and quiet. Well, that peace and quiet is going to be coming in at 6 o'clock, and some people is not going to handle it. Some people is like, this when the intuition is under pressure, what's happening, right? Right away it started, well, we need to look into this, we need to look into that, we need to and since this is also Gemini, this duality, communications and talks, and it's about shadowing stuff, and everything is going to comes up here. Okay? So try not to put so much pressure, because those pressures energies, they don't deserve this. The pressures energies there comes in you to do evaluations. This is why Mercury is retrograde right now. It's retrograde. You to evaluate your process thinking up here. Okay? I was funny joke about this, but I won't say it. All right. The 7 o'clock, the ascendant that it's going to be at Virgo, at the end of Virgo is going to be opposing Venus. The inner work is going to be at the end of Gemini. Again, this duality is about love and values. Just because the person is busy, has things to do, that doesn't mean they don't love you. Just because the person trying to figure out their own selves, that doesn't mean that they don't love you. Just because they're busy with their mental process and thoughts, that doesn't mean they don't love you. But you have to look the love and the values from inner self to you, how it's going to be reflecting to the person you are with. Do you understanding all this process? And those are the deep things. Those are the deep thinking in Pisces. This is the positive side of the Pisces, where we are quiet, your meditations, you do that yoga, or you simply going out and walk in the nature and you just want peace of quietness. This is the positive side. All right, well, 8 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be at Libra, divine energies towards the North Node, and the sun is going to be like, start making these balances, because whatever it's not balanced, you better balance it out. You're going to feel this, but in a way, this energy is going to be okay with Pluto. The inner work is going to be connecting with the dark sun and Jupiter. Now the help, you're going to feeling the help of like, why I have not learned to put the spirituality back into the family teachings. What would happen if you were explained, that your spirituality can help you in your life for your inspirations, but also to help with everyone and to the society? What would have changed? A whole lot. A whole lot. Instead of you were taught like you should go, you should study, you should get a degree, you should not worry about what other people are doing, you should not worry about this and that. You should be more trickery or smart. Depends of how you're learning smart within yourself. And now with these energies in there, because the dark sun is about opening and breaking these patterns, it is about to remind us about the family values of spirituality inside and the family. All right, 9 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Cancer. Another help, another great help, another great time, sextiling the moon and trining the sun. Very beautiful. Right now, the moon, it is moving faster, thank God. Otherwise, if she was too slow, these pressures of this duality would have been. But she is already pulling off. She's 5 degrees off of this full moon. Now we're going to start feeling the energies of the full moon. It's kind of like going away. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time, as the ascendant is going to be at Libra, is going to be pointing out towards Venus. Now, this Libra Pisces energy is actually, it is the Scorpio side of the yacht in there. It's what the love and the values can they help in the soul to bring the balance from within you. Ask yourself for questions. What I do is right for my soul. This is going to be some good conversations. All right, 10 o'clock, the ascendant still is going to be at Libra. This is divine energies between Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune. So if you have anything in the last degrees of Libra, you probably empower up to your ears. Okay, but don't forget about it that right now Neptune, it's also Neptunizations processes. A lot of kind of like you cannot determining really what it's illusion, what it's visions, particularly with the North Node and the Moon that it's in Virgo, but it's also Mercury retrograde and Pisces, and Venus that it's in Pisces from the previous hour. So keep yourself sane. In other words, that's about it. But also keep it sane into the relationship. Okay? All right, well, 11 o'clock. This is going to be a lot of emotional energies, lots of things. Maybe you're realizing things, maybe you're getting into this. It's going to be some very beautiful kite who, at the end of the time, that's going to be the sun. Okay? The moon is going to be, in a way, sextiling later on to the ascendant. It is trining Jupiter and trining the sun, and that beautiful kite in there is after this intense conflict between intuition and authority, and all this mental process thinkings, and so on and so on. Now you're understanding that the things have to be really leading to a consciousness understanding, so we can have and learn the consequences of our actions, but not only in a material level of existence, but also what do we do with the spirit within ourselves. Okay, guys. Hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully, you keep your spirit and power even in the hardest times. And hopefully this report helps you out. So with that being said, that's what it was, the astro gravitational report. And I'm going to be telling you about March 4th, 7 o'clock in the morning. That is going to be where the moon is going to be coming out of Pisces, but she's going to be opposing ascendant Venus and Mercury retrograde. You're going to be like, what I have to evaluate, what I have to see. What you don't know, you're going to have to look to. Keep yourself sane and heal yourself. That's what is going to be the divine energies in there at 7 o'clock in the morning. But we are going to see how the things will be with that tomorrow. So if you like what you hear, I want to say thank you for the clicks, the likes, the shares, the subscribes. If you like to support the channel, you may do so by buying a coffee. And come back tomorrow for another astro gravitational report. Much love. Hopefully get into a peace. Stay sane. And I'll see you tomorrow.